Hey guys, what's going on? It's Adam the Science Tutor, and today we're going to be going over sample diet and weight loss according to recommended dietary allowances. So, and it's like a Thanksgiving special. It's a fun video. So, let's say we're starting off about 90 kilograms. So our guys weighing quite a bit. We're eating a lot. Let's say it's me. I love beer. I love to eat. So let's say I gain a lot of weight due to Thanksgiving, and let's say I'm moderately active, so 30 minutes a day is about moderate or recommended at least. And then let's say my goal is to lose 15 kilograms or to become 75 kilograms in 4 months. So in 4 months, I want to lose all the weight I just gained from Thanksgiving. So how can I do this? How can I achieve this? And what is the most healthy way to go about this? What is the most scientific way to go about this? And what can you recommend to patients or other people, friends, anyone else? You can calculate almost anyone's weight considering what they're eating, what they're doing, their activity level, and how they can go about losing weight in a healthy, practical sense. Parent, mother, anyone else. So cool. With this information, let's look and get started. So primarily, we're going to figure out our base metabolic rate. Secondarily, we're going to figure out the activity level of the individual. And third, we're going to take into consideration our recommended dietary allowance. That's according to scientific community. And then fourth, we're going to calculate the caloric deficit needed to lose the weight that we are looking to lose. So to figure out our BMR, our base metabolic rate, our metabolism pretty much, and this is an average, we're going to get our weight in kilograms, our current weight in kilograms, and multiply it by 24 kilocalories per gram. So don't let these numbers really scare you or the things. We're just going to 90 kilograms, and you can convert your pounds to kilograms fairly easy. Just use Google. So 90 kilograms is about 200 pounds, and we're going to multiply it by 24 kilocalories to get our base metabolic rate without activity. So we're going to get 2,160 kilocalories per gram, and this is our daily amount that we need to eat in order to keep or maintain our body at that current weight level. And this is without activity. So we're going to take into consideration activity in just a moment, but 90 kilograms times 24 kilocalories would be 2160 per day. And our base metabolic rate, this is an average, but it changes depending on your age, your activity level, your sex, your gender. It matters on a lot of different things, so it varies. So it varies between individual, but overall, you can get an approximate answer by multiplying your weight in kilograms by 24. So let's consider activity levels. So there's 3 different kind of activity levels and approximations. There's sedentary, which means you're doing less than 30 minutes of activity a day. It's kind of just your base rate. And we're going to add 30% if it's sedentary. If you're in moderate, which is about 40%, you're going to add about 40% of your 2,160 kilocalories or of your daily metabolic rate, and then you're going to add that on. And then your high activity, which is 50%. I know I said I was doing moderate activity rate on our example, but I'm going to scratch that out. I'm going to raise it to high activity rate so that we can, it's easy calculation, it's 50%, so it's just easier to calculate. So we're going to say it's like our 50% or our highly active individual. So activity is 50%, so what we're going to do is take 50% of our daily needs. So that'll be approximately, so if our daily need is 2,160, we're going to approximately need 1,080 kilocalories to manage our activity level or how much we're working out. So we're going to add these up, and to get our total BMR with activity levels included, we're going to get about 3,240 kilocalories per day. So that is needed to maintain high exercise level, so high intensity training, and my weight at 90 kilograms. So that's if I'm wanting to maintain weight. But we're going to need to go into caloric deficit in order to lose weight, because we need to cut our calories down so that we can lose the weight. So if someone's looking to lose weight, essentially they need to go into caloric deficit. So how do we calculate this? Well, in caloric deficit, we're going to look at our recommended dietary allowance. And what's recommended? What should we be eating? So according to the scientific community, we need about 58% carbs, 12% protein, and 30% fats. And fats can be distributed into healthy fats or unhealthy fats, but we're just going to consider them healthy fats. I'm going to round these down and up so that they make more sense mathematically and they're easier to calculate for you guys and myself. So we're going to have 55% carbs, 15% protein, and 30% fats in our daily intake. These in blue here are very important ways we could distribute from kilocalories to grams. So for carbs and proteins, we have 4 kilocalories per gram. And then in fats, we have 9 kilocalories per gram. Fun fact, alcohol is about 7 kilocalories per gram as well. But we're not going to talk about that right now. But keep in mind, 4 kilocalories for protein and carbs, 9 kilocalories for a fat. And fat has more energy, which makes sense and it's harder to break down. So let's calculate how we're going to do this based off my individual and based off the example we've been doing. So today I weigh 90 kilograms and I'm in 4 months, which is approximately like 122 days. I'm looking to be 75 kilograms. So in 4 months, which is 122 days, I have to lose 15 kilograms and we're in a diet. So normally you want to keep your muscle. So you don't really want to, lose muscle. So we're going to be primarily talking about fat, losing fat. Most people on diets want to lose fat. So we're losing 15 kilograms of fat in 122 days. So I'm taking that 90, which is my current weight, minus 75, my goal weight, and I get a total of 15 kilograms of fat trying to lose in 122 days. From 15 kilograms to grams, we're going to change that, and 15,000 grams equals 15 kilograms. And so how many grams of fat would that be per day? Or better yet, let's switch it over to kilocalories, because kilocalories will be easier once we have our BMR and once we need to subtract our caloric deficit. So 15,000 times 9, because we have grams, and we're going to switch it to kilocalories. So that would be about 135,000 kilocalories per gram. And that's how much we need to lose in fat over 122 days to reach our ultimate goal of 75 kilograms. So how much do we do per day? Well, we're going to take our 135,000 kilocalories and divide it by 122 days or 4 months to get our daily loss or our daily caloric deficit. So it's going to be approximately 1,107 kilocalories. I'm going to draw it a little bit prettier. And I'm going to round, like I've been doing all the other numbers, to about 1,110 kilocalories for easy calculations. So 1,110 kilocalories per day is what our caloric deficit. So we're going to take that against our sustaining body needs. So what did we say our sustaining body needs were? We're going to have to go back up to toggle 1 or part 1, which is our BMR, which is our base metabolic rate. And that is what is needed to sustain our body weight at 90 kilograms. So if I don't want to be 90 kilograms anymore, I'm going to have to go into caloric deficit, 1,110 kilocalories, if I'm looking to get to my goal in 4 months. And I have to take that away from my base rate. So I need 3,240 kilocalories to maintain high intensity activity and a 90 kilogram weight or body mass. But if we take 1,110 kilocalories per day from that diet or go into caloric deficit, we will then slowly lose weight or rapidly lose weight to reach our primary goal. So we have our 3,240 kilocalories for our 90 kilogram individual with high intensity workouts. And we're going to subtract 1,110 kilocalories per day for 4 months. And that's from our diet. And that would mean that per day we need to intake or ingest 2,130 kilocalories. That's our daily allowance. So I hope you guys see what I did there. So we got our base rate, which is 3,240, which is our sustaining. That's what our body wants to do to sustain. And we're going to remove 1,110 kilocalories from that so that we can be in caloric deficit, meaning our body is not ingesting enough to sustain. And we're going to go down to 2,130 as our daily allowance. And so what are we eating? Are we going to be eating all donuts? Are we going to eat an all protein diet, all meats? Are we going to eat an all veggie diet, all veggies? Well, no. Let's look at our recommended daily allowances, which is, once again, our averages and a recommendation from the scientific community to figure out the healthiest way we can lose the weight and be in caloric deficit while essentially starving our body so that we can lose the weight. But let's do it in a healthy manner. So we're going to take this RDA values and we're going to, our recommended daily allowance values, and we're going to calculate what we need to eat in terms of grams of protein, fat, and carbohydrates to be healthy. So what I did here is I took 55% of carbs, which is our daily amount of carbs that we need, and it's 55% of our new amount, which was the 2,130 kilocalories a day. So 55% of 2,130 kilocalories a day, which is us in caloric deficit, is going to be 1,172 kilocalories per day in carbohydrates. And how many grams is that? So I know I'm like, oh, kilocalories, what is kilocalories? Well, there's 4 kilocalories a gram in carbohydrates, so that'd be 293 grams of carbohydrates per day. And you could find the grams of carbs on the back of nutritional boxes on all food items. So we want 15% of proteins. That'd be 320 kilocalories. That'd be 80 grams of proteins per day. And we want 30% of fat, which is recommended daily, our recommended daily allowance. That'd be 639 kilocalories, but this is 9 kilocalories per gram. Therefore, we're going to have 71 grams of fat allowed per day. And this is us in caloric deficit because we're using 2,130 kilocalories, which is lower than our BMR. Our BMR was 3,200, but we don't want to sustain our 90 kilograms weight. We want to lose weight. Therefore, we did it out of our 2,100. We did this a day to lose weight. So that's awesome. So cool. So I know a lot of people have, and that's pretty much sums it up. So I know a lot of people have questions saying like, why do we lose weight? Like I'll lose a lot of weight at first, but then plateau. Have you ever had someone say, oh, I just started plateauing on my diet plan, it's no longer working for me? Well, it's not that it doesn't work for you. It's that your BMR, think about how we calculated BMR. BMR is calculated by your weight and your activity level. Therefore, if your weight is decreasing, as these figures are showing, your BMR will change as well. Therefore, the calories you need per day to sustain you is decreasing. As you get smaller, you don't need as many calories to be sustained. Therefore, your BMR will constantly change. So I would recommend every week recalculate or recalibrate your BMR so you can continually lose more weight. This also changes based off your activity level. So your BMR is calculated once again by getting your weight in kilograms multiplied by 24 kilocalories per gram. And then it's also increased, or your BMR is increased based off your activity level. So if you're more active, you're going to need more calories to sustain your BMR. So our maintenance BMR will decrease as we lose our weight, which makes sense, or activity level. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. But thank you all for watching and tuning in. This was a little fun Turkey Day video. So if you're looking to lose weight, calculate your BMR and then go based off our recommended daily allowance. Thanks.